Hi, what is your name?
Jordan Bernholtz.
How old are you?
21.
21. Where are you from?
Farmington Hills, Michigan.
Nice. Are you currently a student at the University of Michigan?
I am.
What year are you?
I'm a senior.
Nice. Which political party do you associate yourself with?
I think, like a lot of people, I think of myself as an independent. I definitely tend to vote for one party more than another, but I don't feel any like strong sense of nothing like no like reflexive allegiance, if that makes sense.
Did you vote today?
I did.
For which candidate?
Barack Obama.
Okay. You said you were kind of independent. So what influenced you to vote for Barack Obama?
I think that I have a lot more confidence in his policies. I certainly find them more agreeable on a very fundamental level. I also think he's a much better, I don't know, my intuition is that he's a much better diplomat than Mitt Romney. I'm also really impressed by his record on outer space. He's done a lot to improve the United States' space policy in ways his predecessor hasn't, and I think that's going to be a very big part of industry in the next century, and I think he's taken some really big first steps to promote that. So that's good for the economy.
Are you interested in space exploration, things like that? Is that what you're studying?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you watch the debates this year?
I watched some of them, yeah.
Okay. What did you think about both candidates during the debates?
I was not especially impressed by Obama during the first debate. I don't think he did terrible. I think he did mediocre. The truth is, all Romney had to do was not sacrifice an orphan on stage to be seen as the victor, because he was going to be retroactively called the victor as long as he didn't come out behind, which there was really no way he could have come out behind short of doing that. I was kind of, it's kind of disappointing that it's gotten to the point where that's silly. I guess it's disappointing that the most impressive parts of the debate are the zingers. I love what Obama said about the bayonets. That was wonderful. It was a wonderful retort. But it would be better if we could have some substantive debate and fact-checking.
Were there any topics that were particularly important to you, that interested you?
I'd be lying if I didn't say I had a dog in the race about gay marriage. Space is obviously very important to me. I find what I understand to be Obama's views and approach on foreign policy much more agreeable. How he handled, coming into office, how he handled exiting Iraq gave me a lot of confidence in that. How he handled Libya. That's what sprang to the top of my head, certainly.
Do you follow any environmental policies or public health policies?
Could you ask that again? I'm sorry.
Are you interested in environmental policies?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. What did you find interesting about like Romney's or Obama's policies during the debates or during the campaign?
I found Romney's insistence on going after Obama regarding where stimulus funds went, particularly to Solyndra, very frustrating. It really does stink that was a company that was engaging in unethical or unscrupulous practices. But I think the notion that we need to develop national industry in getting better energy is a very good one. And Obama's actually done something to try and promote that, so I give him credit for that. To be frank, I think that, fossil fuels are going to be around for a while. That's inevitable. We get our plastics from somewhere. But I don't think drill baby drill is quite the right way to go about that, and I don't think Romney has much else to offer.
Last question, where do you get your news from?
I read a lot of newspapers. I don't really watch television all that much. Read newspapers online mostly.
Could you give us some names?
I read the Wall Street Journal a lot. Try to avoid the op-ed pages, that's pretty unbearable. I read the New York Times, I read The Economist, I read the LA Times, the Free Press. I don't know. I'd like to quote Sarah Palin and say, I read them all.